Winter in Europe has always demanded more than basic preparation. Long before central heating, modern insulation, or electric blankets, households, especially in the rural and northern regions, relied on innovative and practical strategies to survive freezing nights. One of the most intriguing and effective methods was the three-dog night, a practice rooted in necessity, where people relied on their animals for warmth. This is a guide for historians, survivalists, and anyone fascinated by historical strategies for extreme cold. Before we dive deep, make sure to subscribe to Warpaths of Europe, like this video, and leave a comment with your thoughts on historical winter strategies. Multi-pet warmth was a core part of winter survival in Europe. In the 18th and 19th centuries, especially in harsh regions of Scandinavia, Russia and the Scottish Highlands, homes were often poorly insulated. Thick stone walls and open fireplaces could only do so much against sub-zero temperatures. Households adopted the three-dog night approach, literally sharing a bed or sleeping area with multiple animals. Dogs were preferred for their size, warmth and loyalty, but cats and smaller livestock also contributed. These animals provided a consistent heat source, and their presence reduced the risk of hypothermia on the coldest nights. Historically, this practice was not limited to pets. Farm families often had barns attached to the main house, or connected by short corridors. Pigs, goats, and even sheep were allowed in enclosed spaces at night. The heat radiated from these animals contributed to maintaining a livable temperature, creating a microclimate that was warmer than the outside air. This was particularly crucial in Northern Europe, where, temperatures could drop well below -20 degrees Celsius during those harsh winter months. People arranged sleeping areas to maximize animal heat, making the most of every bit of warmth available. The effectiveness of the so-called three-dog night really depended on careful spatial planning. Beds were arranged against walls to minimize drafts, and animals were positioned strategically. Large dogs were typically placed near the feet of the humans, their broad bodies radiating heat directly to where it was most needed. Smaller dogs and cats would occupy the torso area or curl at the sides. Families often built platforms or raised bedding structures so that heat could circulate without crushing the animals or humans. It was, in many ways, quite an ingenious setup. In practice, this arrangement meant that even if the room itself was frigid, the concentrated body heat in one area created a surprisingly warm sleeping zone. Historical accounts from the 19th century in Sweden and Norway describe families with 2 adults, 2 children, and 3 to 5 dogs sharing a single bed, often with furs or wool blankets layered on top. The animals themselves adapted to this routine, remaining calm and providing continuous warmth throughout the night. Historical households combined this with traditional insulation methods. The three-dog night was part of a broader set of winter survival techniques. Homes were insulated using thick tapestries, animal hides, and layered bedding to trap heat. Windows were often covered with oiled cloth or shutters to reduce heat loss. Fireplaces provided warmth during the evening, but their efficiency dropped significantly overnight. By combining insulation with animal heat, households effectively created a self-regulating warming system. One notable example comes from rural Russia in the early 1900s. Farmhouses were designed with small sleeping compartments, often just wide enough for a bed and a few animals. During winter, dogs were brought inside and positioned around the bed, while a small stove provided supplemental heat. These methods allowed families to survive nights when external temperatures fell to -30 degrees Celsius without modern heating technologies. You can apply this knowledge practically today for survival or historical reenactment. For anyone interested in extreme cold survival without electricity, arranging pets or livestock in a sleeping area can provide a consistent source of body heat. It's important to prioritize safety and hygiene, ensure animals are healthy, and maintain bedding to reduce exposure to pests or disease. Even small dogs or cats can, make a measurable difference in warmth, especially when combined with layered blankets or furs. For those creating authentic historical setups, replicating a three-dog night can really illustrate the ingenuity of past generations. You can build small platforms to elevate sleeping areas, use animal hides or wool blankets, and arrange pets strategically to recreate the microclimate experienced by families in 18th and 19th century Europe. Observing the effectiveness firsthand highlights how historical survival techniques were grounded in practical experience and an intimate knowledge of animal behavior. Understanding animal behavior is key to effective multi-pet warmth. Historical households recognize that animals respond to environmental conditions and human routines. Dogs naturally seek warmth, and cats often gravitate to body heat. By aligning human sleeping patterns with the animal's natural instincts, people maximize the benefit. Ensuring pets are calm before bedtime and providing consistent sleeping spots encourages them to stay in place, providing continuous heat through the night. This knowledge can also be applied in modern preparedness scenarios. In cold weather camping or off-grid living, positioning animals close to sleeping areas can reduce the need for fuel-intensive heating. Combining animal heat with insulation, windproof shelters, and layered bedding creates a system reminiscent of historical strategies but adapted for contemporary survival needs. Three-dog nights demonstrate how historical communities combined observation, practicality, and necessity. The ingenuity behind these tactics lies in their simplicity and effectiveness. They showcase how households adapted to extreme conditions with limited technology, relying on observation, careful planning, and cooperation between humans and animals. Understanding these methods not only provides historical insight, but also offers tangible lessons for survivalists, preppers, and history enthusiasts interested in real-world applications of ancient strategies. If this exploration of multi-pet winter survival has sparked your curiosity, make sure to subscribe to Warpaths of Europe. Like the video if you found these historical tactics valuable, and leave a comment sharing your own experiences or historical insights about extreme cold survival. Share this guide with fellow enthusiasts so more people can appreciate the ingenuity behind the three-dog night.